Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome to Sons of Valhalla. This is an upcoming game developed by Pixel Chest and published by Hooded Horse. It is not currently publicly available. I was actually sent an early access demo for the game, so some things might change or I don't at least have a full picture of everything this game's going to have to offer, but it will become publicly available in February of this year. Now the game is a pixel art action and base building game. It actually reminds me a little bit of something like Kingdoms 2 Crowns, but it's a bit more action-oriented, and of course, it's all Viking-themed. You'll understand a bit more about how that all works in a minute. Let's go ahead and jump directly into a new game. And I'll give you a very quick backstory for the game. Our village was raided by another Viking while we were away, and our wife was captured and taken as a slave. We are now chasing that Viking all the way to England to try and free our wife. Unfortunately, we kind of sink along the way and I die, which you'd think would be the end of it, but a certain Allfather has other plans. Now, Odin here is telling me that my work is not yet done before I can enter Valhalla. I have a destiny to save my wife. He's going to help me by teaching me about runes, which are kind of like little power-ups that you can find. They're random what special benefits you're going to get, but having a lot of them slotted into your belt is going to make you more powerful. Now, every time we die back on Earth, Odin is going to send us back, but we have to sacrifice one of our runes. So in order to stay as powerful as possible, we want to die as few times as possible. Let's hop on the Bifrost. Whee! And here we are back on Earth. Beautiful. The game is actually gorgeous. Very good art style in my opinion. Ooh, another rune. Better boulders for our catapults. Yes, please. So because I'm skipping the tutorial, we run over here and we've already got access to our first base. If you look at the bottom map over here, you'll see there's actually a spectrum of 5 different points of interest. We hold this first base over here, and then there are 4 points currently held by our enemy. Our goal is to get our economy up and running and train enough troops so we can start systematically taking each of these points, getting stronger all the while, until we can push all the way to the enemy's stronghold and challenge them directly. You can build things at certain build points. In this case, I'd like to go ahead and build up a fishing hut so I will be able to train some additional soldiers. And I'll go ahead and start by getting myself a barracks. Because we're only limited to 2 building slots at the beginning of the game, it's a pretty good chance I'll need to rip down some of these buildings to access better stuff later, but for now, this will do. Let's train up a shielded swordsman. Now, there are a few different resources you'll have to worry about. We've got hack silver, which we mostly get by killing enemies, gold, which can be used for my own personal upgrades later, wood and fish, used for building stuff, training units, getting technology to make them better, etc. And then we have a capacity to how many soldiers I'm allowed to have. In this case, it's currently 7 out of 10 capacity. The enemy is going to be sending some units after me, like this guy right here, for example. We can give him a whack, block, very important, by the way, to be able to block. That's going to help you a lot. And as we kill these guys, yeah, we just get a little silver, and I get a little bit stronger. Now, over here, we see our first enemy tower. I'm going to go ahead and use my bow and arrow to try and knock some of these guys off of the tower, because that's a pretty easy way to clear out some of the early game defenses. And with some of those defenses down, I don't mind running back to my troops over here, and we'll hit the Q button in order to give them commands. I'm going to tell them to attack! My goal is to take over this outpost over here pretty quickly because it's going to have better defenses than my current stronghold does, and it should increase my resource generation a little bit as well, which I consider to be pretty good. Do a heavy attack to just kind of punch this guy down, no problem, and there's not even any defenders over here, so once this guy is dead, we just have to stand here and capture the flag. There we go. All right, and now we just have our troops sit here for a little while and hold this point, dealing with enemies as they come to me. Now, I can try to run forward and provoke some of them just to generate a little bit of extra silver, which is not a terrible plan. Also get some extra runes. Unit-controlled rams do more damage. Not very good, but I'll take the rune anyway just so I can sacrifice it to Odin when I eventually die. It is very, very easy to die in this game, I'm not going to lie. You'll probably be going to Odin more than a few times. The enemy is hitting me pretty hard over here. I don't really have any extra health, so I'm a little bit worried about running in here a little bit too aggressively. You do have to worry about your health, and you have to worry about your stamina. If you run out of those, that's a good way to die. Case in point, I've only got 1 hit point left. I should probably run. We've lost all of our men so far, except for the archers up on the tower. That's not a good position to be in. We should train some more, and quickly. Should also run in the mead hall and grab myself some meat and some mead. I can use these to heal myself up and to restore my stamina in a pinch. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and upgrade the mead hall here. So once this thing is tier 2, I've got access to a couple of extra building slots, which is good, because I really need to start generating some wood with a woodcutter's hut. That'll let me train up more stuff, and we'll be able to upgrade these buildings so they can train up units even faster, which is also very helpful. Okay, let's go ahead and repair this gate just so we have something to keep ourselves alive, and all right. Yeah, it's important not to accidentally overexpand in this game and get too aggressive. It's a good way of losing a lot of key resources, and silver is probably your biggest bottleneck in the game, at least for a while. You'll have to wait for enemies to trickle over to you so you can kill them, so you can farm out the silver, so you can train more units, so you can fight more effectively, etc., etc. And this is where the pace in the game feels a little bit off at the beginning. You're going to want to just start naturally training up tons and tons and tons of stuff, but I don't really recommend it. It's going to end up coming back to bite you a bit more than you think. If we feel like we've got enough troops at the moment, then something I think I am going to do is actually tear down this archery range. And we're going to make space for instead a siege workshop, because the city has a pretty well-reinforced wall, and without siege weapons, it's going to be pretty darn difficult to take this down. So let's get this constructed. I'm going to go ahead and train up a fire catapult. It does take a very long time to train these things up, but they're pretty effective, and honestly, I just think it's better to go for the more expensive, better units if you can. They just tend to be a lot more effective. Gosh, they keep sending a lot of archers after me, though. Yoink, yoink. These guys think they can take me out, don't they? Oh, you think the little rolls are going to save you, do you? Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Oh my gosh, they've got another wave already. Yeah, I'm kind of being a one-man army right now, and you really aren't supposed to do that, but I just don't feel like wasting all of my men. It takes so long to train them, you know? Let's see if we can at least tell the catapult that we want this thing to get up to the front. Follow me, buddy. Actually, you know what we can do? We can help move the catapult. I'm a big, strong man. Push! Okay, I'm going to have my catapult go ahead and lead the offensive, and all the other units can stay behind me, because the goal is to stand back and let it do some of the work, but being a fire catapult, it should be pretty good, though I am a little low on health, so that scares me. Whoop. Hold up. Shields up, everybody. Shields up would be good. Hello, you gonna shield up, maybe? No? There we go. Shoot me, guys. Just shoot me. I can have the shield here. It's invincibility. Now we stand back and we wait for a second. And now I tell everyone to retreat, because we're going to start taking a lot of unnecessary losses. Let's go ahead and back her up, back her up. Don't like being in all of their archer fire, to be honest. It's getting me and a lot of my guys killed. Let me just back it up for a sec. Tell the catapult to get back on the offensive and see if we can take out their archers, which you should be able to do. Oh, however, I got shot in the back. Oops, and I'm dead. Okay, well, back to Odin we go. Return to sender. And here we go. Something that could really help on a lot of things, honestly, would be to upgrade my units and make them just a bit stronger. Another catapult strikes me as pretty good. If we can increase their range and I had a lot more lumber, that would be pretty darn effective. Again, though, siege workshops take a very long time to actually do any of their work. Still got a lot of units, though, so if we're careful back here and their archers aren't going to do too much damage, ow, 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 we can just start picking them away. Come on, we can do this. Get a shield in position and defend. Perfect. There we go, there we go. All right, now we're looking pretty good. Let's just go ahead and start hacking away at this thing. Make sure the arrows don't get my guys killed, but as long as we're up close and personal, I don't think they're going to be able to do a whole lot. Well, I lost almost everything, but now we can run in here and start conquering this. Just need to knock down their hall, which shouldn't be too bad. And there we go. All right, with that down, we just need to capture this area, as before, and we'll have a much, much stronger fortification point. This is where the game starts getting a little bit easier, because once you hold the center and you can defend it, you'll start generating a lot more resources and training up a lot more troops. It would make sense, then, to turn this into a more militaristic area. So let's go ahead and get a barracks. We'll also want to get ourselves an archery range over here, so that when I train up some new troops, they'll be on the front lines. I do want to get this place immediately upgraded, so we'll have some proper defenses, because the enemy is going to have stronger units now. Better armored, better equipped in every possible way, so that's going to become a bit of a problem. Let's get the siege workshop set up over here. I'll also set up a blacksmith up front so I can buy my own personal upgrades. And then I'm going to go back to the first base that I had, and we're going to start replacing all of our military buildings with just economic buildings. It's well defended, we might as well start generating tons of wood and tons of fish. At this point, if we're going to really hunker down here, definitely worth getting some upgrades for things at the archery range, cutting their training time in half. So now we can get some much faster defenses up and running. Yeah, this is going to be huge. And in addition, because we control a city and our main settlement, we can actually fast travel between them. So it's a lot easier to get around on the map all of a sudden. Oh, we're getting the notification that we are under attack. Let's go ahead and fast travel right back up there. Now, one unfortunate thing is that the catapult is... well, never mind, I take that back. I was going to say I don't think the catapult helps you very much, but it turns out it totally does. Woo! Woo! Fire catapult can shoot through my walls. That's actually great. We'll start burning them alive, literally, very, very aggressively. So back here at the main base, I've got myself the extra lumberjack. I'm just constantly trying to upgrade it so that we can have faster production speed, especially for wood. Unless you're actively training up a lot of units, I find that wood is one of the more important resources, just so you'll be able to get all the upgrades you want, plus some siege engines and more building upgrades and so on. Of course, now, once again, the pacing of the game kind of slows down. We're in a defensive position. I'm waiting here for resources to generate. Blah, 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 blah. You kind of get how that works. Upgrading the meat hall to level 3 means even more building sites, and it basically means that here at our main area, our main settlements, we can turn this into economic heaven. Mainly, greatly increasing my lumber production, so we'll never have any issues again, and allow me to train up more units. What kind of upgrades can I get myself at the blacksmith? Well, we can have more arrows, and it regenerates faster. We could try to unlock things like flaming arrows or javelins or tar pots or fire pots. You can imagine this in combination with fire arrows becomes very, very powerful. What I'm really trying to do right now, though, is just provoke them to constantly attack me. I need more silver. And the more they attack me, the more silver I'm able to steal. Upgrade this to level 3 as well, and boom. Okay, so now we can kind of max out the level of each of these buildings. We can train things very quickly. Again, doesn't matter if I'm not generating enough silver for that to really help me much, but at least it feels good. The meta strategy here is absolutely just to stand here, exactly in this spot with your shield up, and as long as you alternate between arrows versus the melee attacks, like, your guys can do all the damage and they just throw themselves upon a literal invincible wall. Kinda cheeky, but it works. Case in point, let's try this again right now. Alternate, there's gonna be some arrows coming in, stop him, there we go, boom, boom. Okay, when they get behind you, that's a little bit of a different story, but like, what is they gonna do? Not much, and in the meantime, my fire arrows have a chance of just setting these guys on fire and instantly killing them. So, I mean, like, yeah, look at that. That's a lot of free kills, and I took absolutely no damage whatsoever. This is why I like the higher level units. Fire catapults, fire arrows, always good. I do kind of wish there were more ways to get silver, though, because I've been sitting around for what is effectively 15 to 20 minutes, barely doing anything, and the enemy literally isn't spawning units fast enough to just make me play at the pace that I want to. So the game feels a little arbitrarily slow right now, and that's a little bit of a problem. Now, granted, it is the first mission in a demo, so maybe it's supposed to be a little bit slower paced and, you know, kind of easier. The thing is, I wouldn't even say that this is necessarily easy. It's just that it's just slower. The good news is, silver mostly exists just for things like upgrades or for siege weapons. It's not that hard to train up a handful of extra troops pretty quickly. So for example, if I want to get, let's say, 4 more of those shielded swordsmen, and then we'll just get ourselves a few more of these flaming archers. All of this combined with the catapults I've got probably are enough to at least take on the next outpost, if not win the game. What I've really been waiting for is just another 10% boost on my range for my siege workshops, because I'm thinking around 20. Ideally, even the 30% range boost means we should be able to just poke at these guys and take practically no damage at all. At least such is the idea. And to be honest, by upgrading these military buildings up to tier 3, they will train so dang fast that what we can do is now basically just send the units to the front, and we probably don't even need to be there ourselves. We can just keep training up reinforcements as long as I've got enough silver to work with. Anyways, alright, catapults, attack. The rest of you guys, follow me. And yet, somehow I completely died. Of course I did. No, why not? Sniped in the head by 6 arrows, literally nothing you can do. Bye. Yeah, my guys are just sitting around. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell everyone to attack. Screw it. Everyone go. Go, go, go. Up to the front. Kill them all. Managed to knock down the walls. No problem. Now we should be able to run in here. Just got a couple little guys we gotta deal with. Block when you can. Make sure we don't take damage. Gosh, they hurt a lot all of a sudden, don't they? All right, that's good enough. Everyone, hold your position, please. Oh, gosh, I'm running forward whether I like it or not. Hey, it's Valgard, the guy who took my wife. Alrighty, well, we are at your stronghold. Now I just need to beat it down, and I can challenge you in mortal combat. Alright, we lost quite a few units out of that arrangement, but honestly, it's not a big deal. Let's just train up a bunch more of the shielded swordsmen. You can see that we've got quite a few training up already. So that's going to take me no time at all. A little bit of extra armor, maybe some extra block chance, hit points, all of that stuff together will just make us so much stronger. And even more range on the siege catapults. Why not? Got a whole bunch more reinforcements at this point, and I've got a few more upgrades, so they're better at blocking, and they have better armor and hit points. Honestly, this might be enough to go win, and if it's not, then I'll just keep training up more units and trickling them to the front. We should have enough money and stuff coming in that I feel like we can win this. Let's go ahead and get a shield wall up and a-running. That means we should be mostly invincible while the catapults do their thing. I say mostly. It's not enough, really. They're still struggling, but we're trying, and the catapults are definitely going to be doing their job. Just going to sit here, add to the shield wall. My shield should be enough to prevent any more arrows from getting through at this point. So, well, okay, if these guys are going to attack, that's a small issue, I admit. Okay, we'll just hold our shield right here and let the archers try to do their thing, I guess. There we go, look at that. That was effective. Hey, the Viking shield wall wins again. There goes their tower. Okay, we're just going to sit here, let the catapults finish them all off, and I think we've won. Oh my gosh, it just set them all on fire. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell these guys to just attack. Why not? Go have some fun. I need to go and regenerate my meat real quick, and then we will join you. Okay, can't advance any further than this. So the only option now is to go into Valgard's Hall and challenge him directly. No more help from my little guys. This is going to be one-on-one combat. Okay, he's got himself a little bit of a spinny attack. Dodge and roll. Woo, we can do this. We can do this. We're fine. All right, we'll just go ahead and give you, whoops, a little whackage. Try to shoot you with a fire arrow, maybe. Woo, okay. Yep, try not to get hit. Let him attack me, and then we just, you know, run up behind him, I guess, or something. Fire appears to be very effective, not gonna lie. Literally, though, I'm just kind of letting him attack, and then I'm just running in behind him and getting in 2 or 3 extra hits. It's pretty powerful. Oh, he's gonna chuck barrels at me. I got shields. Donkey Kong, what are you gonna do? You are the worst shot ever! See, your instinct is when you see him attack like that to just pull back, but no, just run straight through him, get behind him, get a few extra hits. And also, yeah, that's the first time I've used fire arrows on this guy. That's OP. That burned the crud out of him. Where is she? Where is my wife? Why should I tell you where she is? Because if you want to have your axe in hand and go to Valhalla, you'll tell me. And somehow, this works. Bishop Elmold gave the order to find my wife specifically and bring her to him. Huh, it seems like there's some sort of an intricate plotline going on in the background that I'm only now vaguely becoming aware of. So where is the story going to go from here? No idea, because this is the end of the demo. But if you take a look at the Steam store page, there does seem to be some Niflheim action, so that kind of intrigues me. But that's Sons of Valhalla, guys, and that's all the access that I've got for it. I do think that this game has a lot of potential going for it here. There's some beautiful art style behind it. I think the side-scroller, base builder, action-oriented gameplay can be pretty cool. But I do think the game suffers from a pacing problem. There's too many points where I'm waiting for things to happen and for things to come to me. I need more control so I can kind of pace it myself. So if I could make a recommendation to the devs, just increasing the silver generation in some way would be helpful. Either with a higher drop rate, or your long ships bring more silver, the higher upgrades for your town center or a marketplace to sell off excess resources, anything like that would probably help this game quite a lot to feel a little bit faster and a little bit more enjoyable. I do think some people are going to complain about how easy it is to die with your main character, and I'll admit that gets frustrating at times. But it also means you need to play more tactically, and I think that's a good thing. So this is something where you need to adjust to it. But if you can do that, there's a lot more fun to be had. All right, well, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you all very much for watching, and thank you again to Hooded Horse for the early access demo. If you did enjoy this video, there is going to be a link in the description down below in case you want to wish list the game. Otherwise, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.